two of your themes or topics that I really resonated with. One was the financial literacy. I think especially as women, right? I think a big part of us, especially as creatives as well, we normally are programmed to think if you're creative, you're not good with finances, right? Or if you're a woman, don't think about finances, especially, I don't know, maybe certain parts of the world more than others. So that was an interesting part. And I think like what I've learned is that anybody can learn how to manage their finances. It just needs a willingness to learn it.
Or something, or you make a really big mistake. So I almost lost a gig with Max Factor because this is why mistake, and I say when you are an entrepreneur or you have a side hustle, make mistakes, because some of my biggest or smallest mistakes I've had with my business, they've actually then allowed me to grow. So when I started my business, I thought I could do it all because I'm like, I do it all. I'm so good at everything. And I'm going to handle my finances too, you know? So I managed to get a really amazing project with Max Factor. And that was on my second year. Max Factor, I was like, oh my God, this is huge, right? Like Max Factor wants to hire me. Who am I? Like, cool. And it was a really big project. And it was Max Factor in Saudi. Funny coincidence, actually. They were trying to develop a new makeup for women. I don't know, it was a really interesting thing. And so there's Alex answering all of the emails with the agency people, the account managers, so that hopefully I could get paid, because if you follow my content, you'll be familiar. I always say to you, never start work without getting paid. Never, like just don't. So that was the thing that was happening. And the email trail was just a nightmare. A typical agency. I love you guys, but we know, right? Come on, we know. For an agency to pay a freelancer or a consultant, it's going to be a nightmare. So that nightmare starts it. It was Johnny, then it was Anna, then it was Paul. It was like all these thousands of people in the email thread, and I just wasn't getting paid. And there was a hardcore deadline for this that I had to start the project. The deadline had gone. The whole thing was just a shit show on the email thread. And one morning, I just got so pissed off with all of these emails. And I decide to send an email where I literally just say, you know what? If you don't want to pay me, fine. Maybe just find another consultant. Like, I can't do this anymore. Okay. And I was really proud of my email, okay? I called my mom and I'm like, you should see the email that I sent. I've just forwarded it to you. Yeah, you know what, Mom? I told them. I don't care if it's agencies. Yeah, I'm my own boss now, whatever. I was so cocky. And my mom at the time was not working for houses. So she was just my mom. She was just supporting, because I was doing it all on my own, right? Because I could do it all on my own. And my mom's like, so, yeah, I'm reading the email. Did you really read the last email? There's like thousands of emails. There's like all these people, like, no, whatever. Like, I just can't read it, Mom. Like, but isn't my email so amazing? Like, I literally just told him, you know what, go find another consultant. Like, I don't care, whatever. Like, and I was like, I don't think you really read the last thread of, like, that last email. Did you really read it? Oh, whatever, Mom. Like, what? And it was the director. It was the agency director. And it's a very big known agency here in Dubai. And it's him that I had met, and he was the one that hired me even for the job. So he must have jumped in on that huge, silly thread. And he writes, he apologizes for this whole confusion, and he says, the check is on my desk, just come and pick it up. And I had said to him, basically, almost F you. And he replies, and he goes, okay, well, I'll just go find another consultant. That was such a turning point for me, because I never felt like I wanted to dig into a hole and hide. I remember, I think I was in the Garden Center. There's a coffee shop there, and I remember I was there, and I just wanted to go like, oh my God, great. Wow, what an arrogant bitch am I. Like, wow, I've really So I sat on this for the rest of the day, could not sleep through the whole night, then slept, wake up, and I'm like, okay, right, my mom and my nana brought me up really well. I need to do the right thing here, which is I need to like show face. I need to apologize. So I take a deep breath, I write an email, and I apologize. And I say, oh, I'm really sorry. I just got I'm not apologizing, but I want to explain. I just got really angry with the amount of back and forth of handling my payment. And clearly I was not at my best. Hey, if you want to shake it off and shake hands and we can start fresh, I'm game. If not, I will also respect. And guess what? Till today, we're amazing good friends. And of course, I got the project. But the biggest lesson I took from here was my mom. And that was when I was like, okay, you know what? Let me focus on being really good at what I do, which is making money, relationship with people so that, things happen. But there's no way I can be the person to be doing invoices or following ups or handling that part because I'm not good, which goes back to that self-awareness of it's so important to identify what we're good at and what we're bad at. And I'm a huge believer that we should really just double down on what we're good. And so we really just keep, becoming like we have superpowers because we keep nourishing what we're good at. And maybe the things that really are just not for us, like finance management, I'm not interested. Like the whole finance of making money, how to price things, I'm very good at that. Hence, I've been able to run a business. But don't ask me to organize the money, like giving myself that salary, what bank accounts the money goes. I would be eating out of like cans tuna probably if I was me doing it because I don't know how to do that. And that was when I realized I needed to have help. And thank God my mom is a finance manager and she does that. And we give away a lot of free sessions actually with my mom. So a lot of people in my community have had one-on-ones for finance planning. So we are always giving away one-on-ones with her. So that was a very interesting lesson to realize, okay, I need help. And I think someone earlier asked me if I have a team. So or maybe that's how I don't know how we got here, but she did ask a question. But so my mom was the first person to bring into my business as a big pillar of finance management. So every month we have a finance meeting that I literally need to be, that I need to be dragged in literally like by my hair. Because I have a good sense, like I know what's happening, like I'll know if I'm making good money or I'll know if I'm having, because I'm the one there in the front lines. But it is very like finance, but it will be a big pillar for your growth. Because if you're not having a healthy finance management of your finances and learning, like I've learned a lot from people that have given me feedback that, wow, I didn't even know that the business money is business money and my personal money is personal money. And I didn't know that goes into different places. So there's a lot of really interesting things that you're like, oh, okay. So yeah, so she's been the first person to come in the business. And I don't think if I didn't have her, I don't think I would have grown financially so well. Yes, I probably would have had this. Yeah, I just wouldn't have, because it's really important to know, like, I run a digital online business, right? Like, it's social. So can you imagine the amount of tools I use? One day my mom sends me an email. She's like, emergency meeting alerts. What's happened? Like, am I like not making any money? We're spending almost 5,000 dirhams, like on just apps and tools. Can we have a meeting on this? And I'm looking at some apps and tools that I had never used, or, the monthly subscription was on. So definitely get yourself someone that can, keep you on track and help you organize, because it's really, really important, as much as the making of the money and all of that. So that was a really good question. Hi.
So I actually have two questions.
Yes.
One is, how do you work with entrepreneurs? Is there like, they buy 6 sessions or 6 months with you, or can they sign up for one consultation? That was one. And the second one was, like, my sister, she's just graduated from university, and she said she'll help me out with my social media marketing until she gets a job. I just saw your academy, like where would you say would be the best place for her, for both of us to start learning?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Love the questions. So the first to answer the first question is, if you guys go to my website, so it's Alex House of Social, you will see a consultancy tab. And I have two options for my consultancy with how people can work with me. You can just get a 90 minutes power session. So that's like a one-off, you know, and a lot of people love to get that 90 minutes because it's just a one-off. So you can literally have it whenever you want, how you want it, and it's 90 minutes. And I try to give you, because my brain works very fast, but I have to be mindful of the person in front of me, right? Sometimes a person in front of me may not take that information at such speed, but I do try to give you as much as possible in those 90 minutes. So there's a one-off power session. And then I have two consultancy packs. I call them power packs. What I think has been really awesome for the past 5 years of doing my consultancy is that my power packs are like, do you guys remember the time when we would buy minutes for our phones? You know, like that's exactly, you get a super power pack and you get a medium power pack. And one comes with 10 hours, the other one comes with 5. And these are not packs that are tied up to a contract. I don't believe in doing business like that. So you use this time as we want and need. You have a live tracker, so you always know. When it ends, you can renew it right after, or you can renew it whenever you want. So you actually are not tied to any contracts. You know, if I'm good, you're going to keep coming back. And I want that to be because you want to come back, and also when it's financially good for you. So yeah, so there's 2 packs, there's 2 options, and there's the power, the 90 minutes power hour, and that's my consultancy. And then I have a lot of educational. Again, I've got the free academy. It's called the Rebel Academy. So your question. So to answer your question in the best, most exciting way is, so next Tuesday I'm having an event. I don't know if we could pull up here my website so they could just see the event. If you guys want to come, it's next Tuesday. It's going to be at Hard Rock Cafe at 8 p.m. And I'm going to launch something next Tuesday, which will be perfect for your second answer. Because I have more than 30 courses on social, digital business, entrepreneurship. To your question, where do you go? So I am launching something new, which is you are going to be able to have a personalized learning plan, free. So you're just going to be able to, you'll just answer a couple of questions that we've put together, and then my team within 24 hours will send you a customized learning plan. So that's launching on Tuesday. So keep a... so you're coming. All right, okay. It's going to be so much fun. We're literally just going to party, maybe learn. There'll be a social hustle game, we'll network. So you will be able to have a custom learning plan based on what you want to achieve, because there's so many courses and modules on the Rebel Academy. I also wrote a book last year, which the 2nd edition is coming out, and it's been very much about how you can self-start your own business and a lot about my journey here in Dubai. So I definitely talk about lots of interesting things in there. And the 2nd edition is coming out with 2 bonus chapters. The one chapter that I am very excited about is I actually share real case studies from my clients. And they are entrepreneurs, small, medium-sized businesses, by the way, not just in the UAE, but all over. And those stories are so cute and true and inspirational. So I'm really excited to share them with the world. And there'll also be a bonus chapter, which is 20 steps on how you can turn your passion into a profitable mini empire. So the book should be coming out in about a week's time. Well, it's the 2nd edition, but then for some reason, Amazon didn't have it back on stock anymore, so that's coming out again. But I hope I see many of you on Tuesday, because it's going to be super fun. And if you guys go to events, on the events tabs, you guys can see it. It's at 8 p.m. at Hard Rock Cafe. Is it Festival City, Festival Plaza? One of the festivals. As a city? Because now there's Festival Plaza. There's, why did they do this? And there's also an IKEA there. What are they doing to us?
It's the same company.
Yeah? Oh, is it? Okay. And if you guys want to enter my metaverse, my virtual metaverse, where I do have my NFTs, and you can see my semi-nude shoot images there, which are really cool.
Is that with Waleed Shah?
Yes, because it's quite, I don't want to just give out that link and put it out there. Just DM me on Instagram and I'll send you the link to enter my little metaverse virtual gallery. It's really fun. I did have a metaverse live class last week. I don't know if, and it was the funniest thing. It was my first class in the metaverse. Seriously, like, what's the world now? It's insane. And the video is on my Instagram, you can see it. And it was the most craziest experience that I've ever had recently. Because we were all in the metaverse, And then I kept changing the metaverse space. So we were in the campfire, then we were in these galleries, and you can build your own avatar. And then I just put music on, like Cosmic Girl by Jamiroquai. Who remembers Jamiroquai? And then we all nobody learned nothing, you know what I mean? Like, we were just dancing. And I mean, we learned how to explore the metaverse, but you should definitely run a class in the metaverse with your students. We should, yeah.
We've done that at work.
So that's definitely now that you should experiment. But okay, so here's my details. So it's alexhousesocial.com/meetup. It's just a quick register. It's free, and you'll get all of the details. I would love to see so many of you there next Tuesday. It's my first in-person event since 2 years, since my last one, just before COVID. So I'm excited to be like this with you guys in person. Yeah.
What time is it?
It's at 8. Yeah, and there'll be lots happening.
Not 8 a.m.?
Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, no. This is going to be late. This is like after work. You guys can come and like hang out. Yeah.
I think one other thought that I had as you were talking about your journey that I could also really relate to is the idea of, so I work as a consultant, innovation consultant, but my side hustle, I've written and illustrated Arabic children's books, right? But in the process of deciding to do that, it took me over a year and then at one point I decided to hire a coach because I realized that as much as I wanted to do this, something was stopping me.
Yeah.
And what was really interesting was the realization that there was not necessarily just a fear of failure, there was also a fear of success. Because the idea was, how would I redefine myself?
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, so when you were talking about all these people that you talk to and, you know, they keep on saying, oh, I want to do this, I just don't know what's stopping me. I would really encourage anyone to just dig in and ask what's the worst thing that could happen and what's the best thing that could happen.
Absolutely.
You know?
Because like I remember even when I was starting out, and even, you know what, even today, because there is always this feeling, and I say it's on sleep mode. I call it sleep mode, which means the feeling definitely is there, but it's totally on sleep mode. It's not active, which is, what if nobody ever wants to work with me ever again? Because if that happens, that's it. I really don't have a business. Because how am I making? I have so much free stuff. Like if you never take my consultancy or my program or any of my paid stuff, like there's so much free stuff that you can take, right? And that is there in sleep mode, but it is definitely there. And so I always just say to myself, whenever that creeps in, which it's rare when it wakes up from sleep mode, I always just say, well, really the worst is I'm going to go get a job. And it'll probably be a good job because after all of this time now, it will probably be like, because my last job was director level too. So the worst really will be I'll get hopefully a good job and a salary. And when we look at the world now, is that really the worst? I don't think so, right? There's wars happening, there's shootings happening, there's so many horrible things happening in the world. And so when we are looking in our little bubble, like, and we look at the outside world, that humility, that humbleness, the compassion, positivity, the optimism you talked about so much, it's not really so bad. And yeah, I'm always saying that to my clients. I'm like, and even when you do things and they don't work out, I always say like, so what? Like if my book never sold, so what? Like, so what? At least I did it. And that's a win. Like that will always be the ROI. I did it. I loved the journey. I grew from it. I took the experience. I remember when I did merch. So I launched merch last year, leggings and jumpers and hoodies and fun stuff. Just because, again, like I want to do merch. So I want to have cool stuff, you know, and I'm going to start with leggings because I love to be comfortable. And a lot of people are like, wow, like leggings? I'm like, yeah, they're going to be my rebel leggings. And it was such a pain in the ass. Like, why do I do these things? My mom is like, why are you doing this again? Because I literally had moments I wanted to pull my hairs. It was 3 a.m. like, because I can't do this stuff during the day, because during the day is the actual stuff that brings me the money, right? So then I just wanted to like, why am I doing this? And I went through so many rounds of samples and getting it right, because I didn't want you to get a legging from Alex and then it was shit, right? It had to be good. So it and you get a legging from Alex, and then you're like, what the heck is this, right? It had to be good leggings, and they are. They're smooth as butter. You guys got to order them when my shop opens back again, which is soon. And just to get to the point of like, when I finally got the best samples, my mom was with me at the time. I was so fed up of the whole thing. I looked at mom and said, I don't even care anymore now. If people will buy these leggings, I achieved. I found the best, smoothest leggings, which the punchline here is like the journey, that process, enjoy it, no matter what that outcome may be.
Yeah, and making peace with the worst case scenario.
Totally. I said to my mom, I don't care anymore. I don't know. Let's see. Will people buy? And then it did turn out, actually, thankfully, that people, I think a lot of people were just curious and they were like, let's get these leggings. Because I document my process and my journey, which I urge many of you to do if you want to build a personal brand, because you then establish an emotional connection. You establish a trust level with people, because they definitely saw me pulling my hairs on doing leggings, guys. And why leggings? But yay, cool, Yes.
I totally disagree with you with the sleep mode, because in many project, even if you're talking about big company, Max Factor,
Yeah.
or last year,
Yeah.
you can't think about the sleep mode ever.
The what, sorry?
Sleep mode.
Oh, the sleep mode. Yeah.
In many projects, there is the failure aspect down below. You cannot even think about it, because otherwise you never launch anything.
Yeah.
That happens in any
Yeah.
small, big, or big company.
Yeah.
In the market is outside. You just need to place yourself to the market,
Yes.
and properly, and then you sell it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, I love what you're saying. Yeah.
Another question.
There's abundance. I always say that there's so much abundance. Like I see,
Whatever you sell,
100%.
or coaching, or buildings,
Yeah.
whatever, that you need to place yourself in the market.
Yeah, that's so true.
And for a small job, or for a massive company.
There's abundance. I've had quite a few bad experiences that people have backstabbed me, that people have really betrayed me in a real sense. And I just think, why? There's abundance. There's clients for everybody. There's opportunity for everybody. There's millions of people in the world. I'm not good with numbers in terms of, I don't know how many we are in the world, but there's so many of us, right? There's abundance for sure.
But as you can see that in Gucci or any of us, the problem will be exactly the same. Obviously, the scale is absolutely different.
Of course.
But the point is always the same. Where do I place my product that someone is interested to buy it?
But I also love the strategy of, and I do a lot of that, which is you don't always need to know exactly. And I call it the honey strategy. I'm sure maybe you're familiar, which is you just put it out like honey, and you let the bees come to you. And I think it's good to know what is our audience somewhat, but always leave a lot. Like, for example, now I teach kids. Are you kidding me? I say F a lot. How have I ended up teaching kids, right? But that's because I never really just wanted to restrict myself a lot into a niche. And now it turns out that now I end up teaching kids because they vibe with my energy. And I think they look at my hair and think I'm maybe a virtual character or something. But now I've been teaching kids, and I never, so they're like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I did it last year as well at the Sharjah Reading Festival. But I had done it, well, I didn't do it specifically for them. They would just come to my events, and parents would ask me, can I bring them? And I'm like, really? Okay. And then when we were on lockdown and I did so many live classes, I had mini class with Alex 3 times a week during lockdown. And I had a lot of pictures from parents moms, that they were watching the live classes with their daughters and kids. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Because especially in those lives, I was dancing a lot, jumping around a lot. It was like more of a party, but we were learning. It was like, I don't know, let's learn Facebook ads and so that's been a very interesting thing where I never just niched myself so much, kind of kept it open to see what comes. And then I get to decide if I want to go there more or not. With the kids, for me, it's still a little bit tricky because there's a lot of my content that I don't think it's kid friendly just because I say F a lot and I don't think maybe that's cool. But I do have on my Rebel Academy a kid entrepreneurship bundle. Where it's a lot of the content I did at the Sharjah Kids Fair, and I taught kids how to do a mini business plan. And I had the parents in, and some of the parents were like, forget this being kids version. I just learned how to make a business plan, and it was the best ever. I enjoyed it, so it's been really fun. So yeah, the honey strategy is definitely a good one. Put out, let them come to you.
Alex,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.